Now, Madam Speaker, there's a lot of controversy, misinformation, disinformation, distortion of information. There is lots of concerns. I would like to start with a very simple questions. One thing was remarkable in all that you've read: the transition from the interim constitution into what is now known as orders in council.
Mhm.
Where is this whole idea originating from? The concept of this, is it from a vacuum? Is it an improvisation from Ambazonia? Why do we opt for an orders in council instead of an interim constitution? In essence, I'd like you to tell us what is the fundamental difference between the two and why do we choose the latter for now? Please talk to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Paddy. This is the first thing I want to say. Even when our constitution was called interim constitution prior to the order in council, it did make provision for changes, knowing that circumstances were going to be occurring that would warrant and really ask us to change. It is not a static document, but it's a document that is living and changing. I can say breathing, because as things and circumstances change, then we need to pivot, we need to adjust, we need to move and make those changes as quickly as we need them. Because when you are in a war situation and you are in a struggle for the survival of your people, it becomes really, really important and very, very necessary that the changes that need to be made can be made quickly so that things would happen. So, interim constitution. Why should we be a government and then we call our constitution interim? We're a government in exile. And being a government in exile means that there are some things that are inherently um, particular of a government that is in exile. You are only in exile because there is problem. And so you cannot be on your territory to exercise the full power of sovereignty and statehood. So there has to be provision for shift and changes that allows this government in exile to be able to move quickly and make changes. Thank God we are able to even call the orders in council as the way to go than just saying an interim constitution. And Director Paddy, let me do something. It's good for me to state what the order in council by that title, what it really means, because it will be helpful. The order in council is a type of legislation made by either a king or a queen of a nation, and a privy council, and approved in person by the monarch. But there are really two types of order in council. One is statutory, and the other is prerogative. The one I just stated is the prerogative side. Let's move to the statutory side. The statutory side of the order in council is made under the powers granted by the legislative body to empower or allow the um, the leader, let me use that, the leadership to be able to make some changes, do some things, and enforce them. It is interesting that while America has a constitution, but during the wartime that they had with their war of independence, they did use order in council to be able to fight back the British. and because
So,
there were some
if I'm not cutting you short, Madam Speaker. What you're saying that the difference, the critical difference between a constitution, because we couldn't just be calling it a constitution for several reasons, which you emphasized in your monologue, but you're saying that the strategic difference between a constitution and order in council is the legislative facilitation for leadership because of emergencies and because of a rapid change during critical times. Is that it? Am I correct?
you are actually correct.